Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for October 27th, 2025. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, starting with a 6 and 9 here. The 6 does have a buddy here. That places the 6 in this box. Let's follow up on the 6s. 6 in one of these three. All right, that's what we get from the 6. We also have this 9 here. We do have two 9s. It puts a 9 in one of these two. I can press the correct button. There we go. The other thing we want to look for, and I don't think we're going to find it, but just the quick glance that I did there, that, it wouldn't be much of a teaching video if I didn't say what I was looking for. So anyway, this 6 and 9, notice how there's kind of a hole between it, right? There's a whole row that kind of crosses through the 6, 9. It would also be true of like this 7, 8, right? A row that crosses past the 7, 8. It doesn't actually matter that they're separated by a row like this, just that there's an empty row here. So what we want to do is we want to look at all of these digits that kind of look through. So we've got the 4, 6, 8, and 9. Now we don't care about ones that are already placed in the box, so not 6 and 9. So the 4 and 8 are the two potentially good digits here, because we know that these aren't 4 and 8, and we know these aren't 4 and 8. So all we would need is a 4 or an 8 in these two columns that would eliminate from here or here and give us a nice result. Unfortunately, we do not see that, but it is a very quick glance to check. And so always check before moving on from a box. All right, we need the 1, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, we have a bunch of digits here. Do any of them do anything is the question. So I'm looking at this 4 crossing through here and here, but unfortunately we don't have any other 4s. It's the only 4 in the grid. We have the 8s, so that does put an 8 in one of these two. All right, and then the 9 does look through here. We already have it marked. Okay. 2 9s vertically, puts a 9 in one of these three. All right. Now there are 4 digits left in this box, so let's just think about what those 4 digits are first. We need a 2, 3, 5, 7. So what I'm seeing is I'm seeing this 3 looking in, I'm seeing this 5 looking in, I'm seeing this 7 looking in. So we can corner mark a bunch of stuff. The 3's in one of these two, and that's going to point down with this 3 looking up, this 3 looks in. Now, what do I mean by pointing, just in case you're new? All that means is in this box, we have to place a 3. It's going to be placed here, or it's going to be placed here, one of these two places. So as a result, that will also happen to be the 3 for this column. Wherever this 3 ends up, it's going to eliminate 3 from the rest of these. So we call that pointing. They kind of point in the direction of our corner. Yeah, they point in this direction. If you were to connect a line between them, you can just continue that line in both ways. We call that pointing. So these can't be 3. This 3 looks in, this 3 looks in. Placing the 3 in this box, we can follow up on 3, putting a 3 somewhere over here. We also have the 5 looking in, so 5's in one of these two, and that's going to point along with this 5. This 5 looks up, putting a 5 in one of these two. And we also have the 7 looking in, putting a 7 in one of these two. That points along with this 7, putting a 7 in one of these three. All right, now the other digit was, what was it, the 2? We don't have any 2s around here helping, but what that means is all of these cells are 2 plus whatever's corner marked, because we already know where the 3, 5, and 7 go. So this is 2, 5, this is 2, 7, this is 2, 3, 7, this is 2, 3, 5. All right, so I do believe that's it for this box. Not much else to see. All right, next box, we have the 5, 6, 7, 8. So I do believe we mostly took care of the 5. The 6 doesn't seem to do anything, and we have 7 and 8. I'm mostly looking vertically because we should have seen the buddies horizontally. Now, it is a chance to see them if you missed it, so it doesn't hurt to glance a little bit. But this 7 and 8 do have buddies, so vertically, 7's in one of these two, and then these 8's put an 8 in one of these two. All right. Anything looking through here, the 4 or the 9, unfortunately, don't have any buddies. All right, and then we also can look through here, but the 6 and 8 are already placed. Okay, anything before we move on from this band, we want to look to see if there's anything else like low-hanging fruit. The only thing I might be suspicious of is these two cells, because we have a lot of corner marks here. It's the 5, 7, and 8. It looks like a lot. It's 3 digits. We also have 6 and 9. So do these see anything other than 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? So do these see anything from 1, 2, 3, 4? Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be the case. So these are just 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's move on to the next band then. Actually, no, hold on. The 5 and the 7 are over here. So that means these are not 5, 7 in addition to the 4 digits in the row. So these are worth marking. They can be 1, 2, 3. They're not 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's not a 2 either. Okay, now we'll move on. So we have 3, 8, and 9 here. If only that couldn't be 8. There's 2 places for 8 in a row. Let's see. 3. We have the 3s. We have the 8 marked. The 9s we did not mark. Okay, so 9 is one of these 3. Over here we have... oh yeah, we do want to look at the 6 looking through here, but there are no 6s to help. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything useful geometrically so far. 3, 6, and 9 here. The 2 3s looking up we got. 6... Fortunately, doesn't seem to do anything. Nothing looks through. All right, this band might be a bust here. We've got the 2 and the 7 here. We already kind of took care of those. The 8 and the 1 look through. They don't have help. Okay. Is there anything I can do with that, though? Because there's a lot of... We have the 8 already marked. The 1 is one of these 4. I don't think that's helpful. Let's look at this row, which is down to 4 digits. We need a 1, 4, 5, 6. So this is 4, 5, 6. It's not 1. These can't be 6. So these are 1, 4, 5, and that can't be a 4. And this can't be a 5, so it's 1, 4, 6. Did I get anything out of these? Always want to look after marking. Right. I think I'm going to move on to this last band here, and then we might have to do some more careful scanning. So we need a miracle from this, but we have this 2 and this 2, so it puts a 2 in one of these 2. The 5 does not appear helpful. We have the 7. We have a bunch of 7s. Oh yeah, we already got that. The 3, and I'm not really looking vertically because I should have already seen any vertical buddies, but it doesn't hurt to take a quick glance to see if you missed anything. And then 1 and 8. There really shouldn't be anything found with the 1 and 8, but all right, and there isn't. All right, and there's not really anything low-hanging fruit here. All right, so we did our initial pass. We did our initial scan. Sometimes the puzzle's done after initial scan. Definitely not the case this time. So the next step, we need to be very systematic in order to find what we missed. So we're going to go row by row, and we're going to be looking for mostly 2 things, but whatever we can find. But the 2 things that we're looking for are, was there a pair or a triple that maybe I might have missed? Is there potential for a pair or triple that I can investigate further? But also, if there's 4 or fewer open cells in the row, we want to make sure we took a look to see if they should be penciled. Sometimes 5 or fewer is worth looking at as well if we're desperate. Oftentimes by the time we get here, we are desperate. So, all right, so we're going to go row by row, and we're going to do that. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 left in this row. So this is 1, 2, 3, 7. This can't be 2 or 3. So actually, this is only 1, 5, 7. Oopsie, I am in the wrong mode. Okay, sorry. 1, 5. Now I'm on the wrong. My finger was off. All right, 1, 5, 7. Doing well. In fact, this whole column is just down to 1, 4, 5, 7. Tell me there's something. This can't be 1 or 7s. Oh, this is a naked single. It can't be 1, 5, or 7. So this is a naked 4. It's not 1. It's not 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it is only a 4. And so that leaves 1, 5, 7 in the column. This can't be a 5. So this is 1. Be in the correct mode. This is 1, 7, and then this is 1, 5, 7. All right. Can I follow up on this 4? Anytime you get a digit, you will really want to look for follow-ups. Unfortunately, I'm not really seeing a follow-up. Maybe this row? It is down to 5, but let's take a look. We need a 2, 5, 6, 2, 5, 6, 8, 9. So these both can't be 5, and this can't be a 9. So 2, it can't be a 2 or a 5. Sorry. Hold on, I'm looking at 2 and 5 for a second. Yeah, okay. So 2 and 5, where did they go in this row? This is geometry I missed. I was thinking we wouldn't find anything in this last band, but we should have. All right. This is the question we're asking. 2 and 5, where do they go in this row? The reason we're asking is they're here. So we know they're not in these 3 cells. We also have 3 placed digits in this row. We still need the 2 and the 5. And we'll notice that this cell here sees a 2 and a 5 in its column. So it can't be 2, 5. So to answer the question, 2 and 5 go here. There's only 2 cells left for them. They need 2 cells. So this is where the 2 and 5 go. meaning this can't actually be a 6 or a 9. We can remove those corner marks. When we do that, we see that we have formed a hidden 6-9 pair here. That's what these overlapping corner marks are telling us, is that in these two cells, one of them needs to be 6 and the other needs to be 9. So it's the exact same thing as we found with the 2, 5. So nothing else can go there besides 6, 9. So the rest of this row then is 6, 8, 9. So we can mark that out. That's not 6, that's not 9. Oh, this can't be 6 or 8, so it's a naked 9. That's not 9. This is a 6, 8 pair. All right, this is quite nice. That was a very good spot. The rest of this box is 4 digits, including this one, 7. So we need a 1, 3, 7, 9. So the 9 looks down, and this can't be 9. So the 9 actually ends up here. That gives us the 6 and 9 here. And so this is 1, 3, 7. And what we know is that the 3 actually points along with this 3, putting a 3 somewhere over here. Okay. I do believe that makes this cell limited because it can't be 3 anymore. So it could be 1, 2. It can't be 3. It could be 4. It can't be 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Okay. The 7 is from the pointing 7s from that box, if you recall. All right. We just got a bunch of stuff. We want to make sure we follow up properly. We got the 9. We got this 9. How are we doing on 9s? We might be close. Okay, yeah, the only 9s left are these that we have marked here. They're either going to be like this or they're going to be like this, but we have no way to tell yet. The 6 we got. I don't... Oh, okay. Yeah, the 6, 8 pair looks in. This 6 looks in. This 6 looks down. That places the 6, which then places the 2. Only place for 2 in the box now. That's 5 and 1. That places the 5 in this box. We can clean all this up. We get the 4, 5, and 6. That finishes the row. 8 and 6 finishes that pair. Place the 8 in the box. Only place for 8 now. Rest of this row is just 2, 3, 4. We know this one's not a 2. So this 2 looking up does mean... Oh. Did I remove 2 from here when I... Hold on. No, it didn't have 2 in it. Right, these two 2s look up. That places the 2 and the 9. For some reason, I thought this was a 1, 2, 3. I was seeing things. Places the 9 here. We get the 7 and the 3 here. This is the only place for 3. Oh, no, there's 2 places for 3 in the box. This is a 2. That's not a 2. This is 1, 4. Okay, 1, 4. That's a 1, 4 pair, so this cannot be 4. So it is a 3. Almost made a mistake there. That's a 4. All right, oh yeah, this 1, 3 pair was going to do that too. There's just too many things to look at. We're following up as best as I can. This is a triple. We need a 2, 5, 7. We know the right one is not a 5. This one here. All right, well, this top band just got a whole lot of stuff all at once. Looking at low-hanging fruit might be the best way to follow up at this point. We need a, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need a 7, 8. And then this is also a pair. It's going to involve the 2 and what else? The 5. This 5 tells us the order. That's 2, that's 5. So now this is a pair and this is a pair for the columns. So here we have we need a 2, which can only go here because of this 2. And then we finish with a 7. Nope, not 7. I thought I could see it without counting. 1, 2, 3. We need a 4. Okay. These 2, we need a 1. What else? We need an 8. That's 1. That's 8. All right. That places the 1, 3, and 7 in this box. We get the 5 and 7 here. Oop. 5 and 1 here. The 3 in the corner celebrating. The 3 in the corner distracted me. That's what happened. All right. 4 and 1. Place this 7. We're just plonking digits now. This row's done except for 4. These 2 digits, we do need a 3 and a 5. This 5 tells us the order. 3 and 5. This digit is a 4. All right, I guess might as well do what's left in this box. We need a 1 in the box, which goes in one of these 2. We know the 3's here, the 8's here. What's the other digit? The 6, which goes down here. All right. In fact, the 6 is placed, and so is the 3. All right, so this is the only place for 6. This can only be a 3. We get the 8 and the 1. We get the 1 and the 3 here. That's 7 and 8. All right, digits we still need. We still need a 2. Actually, besides 2 and 7, we need a... The reason I'm ignoring 2, 7 is because of this. So we need a 4 and a 5, which are guaranteed placed. So we place those first. So that's our 5, and that's our 4. And then now the 2 and 7 should be placeable. So this sees the 7. So that's 2 and 7. That's 7 and 2. And we're done. All right. Pretty interesting puzzle because the initial scan... didn't find a whole lot, but then I missed this 2-5. It was there from the start because we have, these are givens. So the only two places in the row for 2-5 were here, and that really kicked us off. So that was the sort of geometry find that was most important in this puzzle. Cool. Well, let me know how you did, and if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.